Greetings, friends. Welcome to our video on the top 20 things you absolutely must know before heading off to Scotland. This beautiful country is home to jaw-dropping landscapes, deep cultural roots, and some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. But before you hop on a plane to this land of kilts and bagpipes, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. Don't worry, we won't be teaching you how to pronounce Loch. It's not Loch, by the way, but close enough. But we will be covering the most important aspects of Scottish life, from its unpredictable weather to its rich literary history. So, if you're ready to embark on a Scottish adventure, let's jump right in. 1. Here's one important thing you should know before you go to Scotland. It is a country that is part of the United Kingdom, located in the northern part of the British Isles. This means that while Scotland has its own distinct culture, history, and identity, it is still subject to the laws and regulations of the UK government. It's also important to note that while Scotland uses the British pound as its currency, some places may accept euros or other forms of payment. So make sure to exchange your currency or bring the appropriate payment methods before you go. 2. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, it's important to know that the country has two official languages, English and Scottish Gaelic. However, it's worth noting that while Gaelic is an important part of Scottish culture and history, the vast majority of people in Scotland speak English as their first language. That being said, if you're interested in learning a bit of Gaelic or immersing yourself in Scotland's rich linguistic heritage, there are plenty of resources available to help you do so. Many towns and cities in Scotland have Gaelic signage, and you may even hear some Gaelic phrases being used in everyday conversation. Of course, if you're a native English speaker, you'll have no trouble communicating with locals during your stay in Scotland. However, if you do encounter someone who speaks Gaelic, showing an interest in their language and culture can be a great way to connect and learn more about the country. 3. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one important thing to keep in mind is that the country uses the British pound sterling, GBP, as its currency. This means that if you're traveling from a country with a different currency, you'll need to exchange your money before your trip. Fortunately, there are plenty of places to exchange currency in Scotland, including banks, exchange bureaus, and some hotels. It's a good idea to shop around for the best exchange rate before making your transaction, as rates can vary depending on where you go. In addition to cash, most places in Scotland also accept credit and debit cards, as well as mobile payments like Apple Pay and Google Wallet. However, it's always a good idea to carry some cash with you in case of emergencies or if you're visiting smaller towns or rural areas. Overall, as long as you come prepared with the right currency and payment methods, you'll have no trouble enjoying all that Scotland has to offer. 4. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one thing you absolutely need to know is that the country is home to some of the most breathtaking natural scenery in the world. From towering mountains to crystal-clear lochs and rugged coastline, Scotland has something for every nature lover. Some of the most popular natural attractions in Scotland include the Scottish Highlands, a mountainous region in the northern part of the country that's home to some of the most stunning landscapes in Europe. Other must-see destinations include Loch Ness, the legendary home of the Loch Ness Monster, and the Isle of Skye, a remote island off the west coast of Scotland that's known for its rugged beauty and outdoor activities like hiking, kayaking, and fishing. Of course, Scotland's natural beauty isn't limited to its famous landmarks. From the rolling hills of the Borders region to the windswept beaches of the Outer Hebrides, there are countless hidden gems waiting to be discovered by adventurous travelers. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to set aside plenty of time to explore the country's natural wonders. Whether you're an experienced hiker or just looking for a scenic drive, Scotland's stunning landscapes are sure to take your breath away. 5. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one important thing to keep in mind is that the weather can be quite unpredictable. While Scotland is known for its stunning natural scenery, it's also known for its rain and wind, which can occur at any time of year. Even during the summer months, it's not uncommon for Scotland to experience cool temperatures and rain, especially in the northern and western parts of the country. This means that if you're planning outdoor activities like hiking or sightseeing, it's important to come prepared with waterproof gear and warm clothing. However, while Scotland's weather can be unpredictable, it's also part of what makes the country so unique and beautiful. The misty mountains and rolling hills that Scotland is famous for are often at their most dramatic in cloudy or rainy weather, and a light drizzle can add an extra layer of magic to a day spent exploring the countryside. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to check the weather forecast before you go and come prepared for a variety of conditions. And remember, even if the weather doesn't cooperate, there's always plenty to see and do in this beautiful country. 6. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one thing you absolutely need to know is that the country has a rich and fascinating history and culture. From ancient castles and ruins to museums and art galleries, Scotland is a treasure trove of historic and cultural attractions. One of the most iconic cultural landmarks in Scotland is Edinburgh Castle, a fortress perched atop a hill overlooking the city of Edinburgh. The castle has been in use for over 1,000 years and has played a pivotal role in Scotland's history, making it a must-visit destination for anyone interested in the country's past. Other historic sites worth visiting include Stirling Castle, a stunning medieval castle that was once the residence of Scottish monarchs, and Culloden Battlefield, the site of the famous battle that marked the end of the Jacobite uprising. In addition to its historic sites, Scotland is also home to a vibrant cultural scene, with world-class museums and galleries showcasing everything from ancient artifacts to contemporary art. The National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh is a great place to start, with exhibits on everything from natural history to science and technology. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to set aside plenty of time to explore the country's rich history and culture. With so much to see and do, you're sure to come away with a new appreciation for this fascinating and beautiful country. 7. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one thing you absolutely need to know is that the country is famous for its whiskey. With a long history of producing some of the world's finest single malts and blends, Scotland is a whiskey lover's paradise. Many of Scotland's distilleries offer tours and tastings, giving visitors the chance to learn about the distilling process and sample some of the country's most famous whiskies. Some of the most popular distilleries to visit include Glenfiddich, Macallan, and Lagavulin, though there are dozens of other smaller distilleries that are also worth exploring. During a whiskey tour, you'll typically get to see the different stages of the distilling process, from malting the barley to aging the whiskey in oak barrels. You'll also get to sample a variety of whiskeys, ranging from smooth and sweet to smoky and peaty, and learn how to distinguish between different flavor profiles and styles. So, if you're a whiskey lover or just interested in learning more about this iconic Scottish beverage, be sure to add a distillery tour to your itinerary. Not only will you get to sample some of the world's finest whiskeys, but you'll also get to learn about the history and culture that surrounds this beloved drink. 8. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, you may have heard about a traditional dish called haggis. Haggis is a savory pudding made from sheep's organs, including the heart, liver, and lungs, that are minced and mixed with onions, oatmeal, and spices. The mixture is then stuffed into a sheep's stomach and boiled until cooked. While haggis may not sound like the most appetizing dish to some, it is considered a Scottish delicacy and is a must-try for many visitors. It's often served with neeps and tatties, or mashed turnips and potatoes, and drizzled with a rich gravy. If you're curious about trying haggis, you can find it in many restaurants and pubs throughout Scotland, especially in Edinburgh and Glasgow. Some popular spots to try haggis include the Haggis Hut in Edinburgh and the ubiquitous Chip in Glasgow. But if you're not a fan of organ meats or prefer to try something a little less adventurous, don't worry, Scotland has plenty of other delicious traditional dishes to sample, including Scottish salmon, Cullen skink, a smoked haddock soup, and cranachan, a dessert made from cream, raspberries, oats, and whiskey. So whether you're a foodie looking to try new and unusual dishes or simply interested in experiencing the flavors of Scotland, be sure to add haggis to your list of must-try dishes. Who knows? You may just discover a new favorite. 9. One thing you should know before you go to Scotland is that the bagpipes are an integral part of Scottish culture and history. The bagpipes are a musical instrument that consists of a bag, usually made of leather or synthetic materials, and several pipes that produce different notes. The sound of the bagpipes is instantly recognizable, and the instrument has a long and rich history in Scotland. Bagpipes were originally used by Scottish clans to communicate with each other during battle, and they were also used to provide music for dancing and celebrations. Today, the bagpipes are still a beloved part of Scottish culture, and they are often heard at special events and ceremonies, including weddings, funerals, and military parades. The sound of the bagpipes is also closely associated with Scottish traditional music, and you can often hear bagpipe players performing in pubs and other venues throughout Scotland. If you're interested in experiencing the bagpipes for yourself, there are many opportunities to do so while in Scotland. You can attend a local event or festival where bagpipe players will be performing, or you can even take a bagpipe lesson and learn how to play the instrument yourself. So, if you're visiting Scotland, be sure to listen for the distinctive sound of the bagpipes and take in the rich history and culture that surrounds this iconic instrument. 10. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, you should know that the country is home to many famous festivals throughout the year. These festivals offer visitors a chance to experience Scottish culture and traditions in a fun and exciting way. One of the most well-known festivals in Scotland is the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. This festival takes place in August and features thousands of performers from all over the world, including comedians, actors, and musicians. The festival takes place in venues all over the city, and there is something for everyone, from family-friendly shows to late-night performances. Another popular festival in Scotland is the Royal Highland Show, which takes place every June. This agricultural show celebrates Scotland's rural heritage and features livestock competitions, food and drink stalls, and traditional Scottish music and dancing. Other festivals to look out for in Scotland include the Celtic Connections Music Festival in Glasgow, the Scottish International Storytelling Festival in Edinburgh, and the Uphelly Á Fire Festival in Shetland. Attending a festival in Scotland is a great way to experience the country's unique culture and traditions, and many festivals offer something for everyone, from families to music lovers to foodies. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to check out the calendar of events and plan your visit around one of the many exciting festivals taking place throughout the year. 11. One thing you should know before you go to Scotland is that the Scottish people are known for their warm hospitality and friendliness. Visitors to Scotland are often welcomed with open arms, and locals are always happy to offer advice, recommendations, or simply strike up a conversation. This welcoming spirit is deeply ingrained in Scottish culture, and you'll find that it extends far beyond the tourism industry. Whether you're visiting a small village or a bustling city, you're likely to encounter friendly locals who are happy to share their love of Scotland with you. In fact, hospitality is such an important part of Scottish culture that there is a Gaelic word, céilí, that describes a traditional gathering of friends and family for music, dancing, and storytelling. While the term is often used to describe a specific type of event, it also represents the larger Scottish spirit of community and togetherness. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be prepared to experience the warm hospitality and friendly nature of the Scottish people. Whether you're chatting with a local in a pub or asking for directions on the street, you're sure to feel welcomed and at home in this beautiful and welcoming country. 12. If you're planning a trip to Scotland and enjoy outdoor activities, then you're in for a treat. Scotland is a fantastic destination for those who love to explore the great outdoors, with plenty of opportunities for hiking, cycling, skiing, and more. Hiking is a popular activity in Scotland, with hundreds of miles of beautiful trails to explore. From easy coastal walks to challenging mountain climbs, there is something for hikers of all levels. Some of the most popular hiking destinations include the West Highland Way, the Isle of Skye, and the Cairngorms National Park. Cycling is another great way to explore Scotland's stunning scenery, with dedicated cycle routes and quiet country roads offering scenic routes for cyclists of all abilities. The North Coast 500 is a popular route that takes cyclists on a 500-mile loop around the north coast of Scotland, passing through some of the country's most beautiful landscapes. Finally, Scotland is also a great destination for skiing and snowboarding, with several ski resorts located in the Scottish Highlands. While the ski season can be unpredictable, when conditions are good, Scotland's ski resorts offer some of the best skiing and snowboarding in the UK. So whether you're an experienced hiker, a keen cyclist, or a snow sports enthusiast, Scotland is a fantastic destination for outdoor activities. With stunning scenery, friendly locals, and plenty of opportunities to explore the great outdoors, Scotland is sure to leave a lasting impression on anyone who visits. 13. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, you won't want to miss the opportunity to visit the Scottish Highlands. The Highlands are a stunningly beautiful region, known for their rugged mountains, tranquil lochs, and vast open spaces. One of the most popular activities in the Scottish Highlands is hiking, with a wide range of trails to suit hikers of all abilities. The West Highland Way is a famous long-distance trail that takes hikers through some of the most beautiful landscapes in Scotland, while the Cairngorms National Park is home to some of the country's highest mountains and most challenging hikes. The Scottish Highlands are also a popular destination for outdoor adventure activities, with opportunities for kayaking, canoeing, and mountain biking. The region is also home to several ski resorts, making it a great destination for winter sports enthusiasts. In addition to outdoor activities, the Scottish Highlands are also steeped in history and culture, with many historic castles, museums, and cultural events to explore. Some of the most popular destinations include the Culloden Battlefield, the Isle of Skye, and the iconic Eilean Donan Castle. Whether you're a nature lover, an outdoor enthusiast, or a history buff, the Scottish Highlands have something for everyone. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to add the Highlands to your itinerary and experience the breathtaking beauty and rich culture of this iconic region. 14. If you're a golf enthusiast, Scotland is a must-visit destination. The country is home to over 550 golf courses, including some of the most famous and historic courses in the world. One of the most iconic courses in Scotland is the St Andrews Old Course, which dates back to the 15th century and is widely regarded as the home of golf. Golfers from all over the world come to St Andrews to play on the historic links and experience the unique challenges of the course. But St Andrews is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to golf in Scotland. The country is home to a wide range of courses, from challenging links courses on the coast to inland parkland courses. Some of the other top courses in Scotland include Royal Troon, Carnoustie, and Muirfield, each offering a unique and challenging golfing experience. In addition to world-class courses, Scotland also offers stunning natural scenery, making it the perfect destination for a golfing holiday. Many courses are located in beautiful coastal or mountainous regions, providing golfers with breathtaking views as they play. But golf in Scotland is not just about the courses themselves. The country also has a rich golfing history and culture, with many famous golfers hailing from Scotland and several prestigious golfing events taking place in the country each year. So, if you're a golf enthusiast, Scotland is a destination that you won't want to miss. With its world-class courses, stunning scenery, and rich golfing culture, Scotland is the perfect place for a golfing holiday. 15. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one destination that you won't want to miss is the Isle of Skye. Located off the west coast of Scotland, Skye is known for its rugged coastline, scenic landscapes, and rich history and culture. One of the most popular attractions on Skye is the Quiraing, a dramatic rock formation that offers stunning views of the surrounding landscape. The Old Man of Storr is another famous landmark on the island, with its towering rock pinnacles that are a popular spot for hikers and photographers. But Skye is not just about dramatic landscapes, it's also home to several charming towns and villages, each with their own unique character and attractions. The town of Portree, for example, is a picturesque fishing village with colorful houses and a bustling harbor, while the village of Dunvegan is home to the historic Dunvegan Castle, which has been occupied by the same family for over 800 years. For outdoor enthusiasts, Skye is also a great destination for hiking, cycling, and other outdoor activities. The island has a network of trails and paths that offer stunning views of the coastline and mountains, as well as opportunities to spot wildlife such as seals, otters, and eagles. Overall, the Isle of Skye is a destination that offers something for everyone, whether you're interested in history and culture, outdoor activities, or simply taking in the stunning natural scenery. So, if you're planning a trip to Scotland, be sure to add Skye to your itinerary. 16. The Loch Ness Monster is a legendary creature said to inhabit Loch Ness, a large freshwater lake in the Scottish Highlands. The monster, often affectionately referred to as Nessie, is said to resemble a plesiosaur, a type of prehistoric marine reptile. Despite numerous reported sightings and searches over the years, no conclusive evidence of the monster's existence has ever been found. Nonetheless, the legend continues to capture the imaginations of many visitors to Scotland, and the Loch Ness area remains a popular destination for those hoping to catch a glimpse of Nessie. 17. Scotland has a long and rich literary heritage, with many famous writers hailing from the country. Perhaps one of the most famous is Robert Burns, whose poetry and songs are still celebrated today. Another notable Scottish writer is Sir Walter Scott, whose historical novels were widely popular in the 19th century. And of course, we can't forget about J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter series and drew inspiration from the city of Edinburgh, where she lived while writing the books. Today, visitors to Scotland can explore the literary heritage of the country through visits to museums and historic sites, as well as through attending book festivals and events. Whether you're a fan of poetry, novels, or children's books, Scotland has something to offer for all literary enthusiasts. 18. Scotland is known for its unique accent, which can be difficult for non-native speakers to understand at first. However, most people quickly get used to it and even find it charming. The Scottish accent can vary widely depending on the region, with some areas having a stronger accent than others. In general, the accent is characterized by a rolling R sound and a distinct emphasis on certain vowels. While it may take some time to get used to, visitors to Scotland should embrace the opportunity to hear and learn about the local culture and language. Many Scottish people are proud of their accent and will be happy to help visitors understand it better. 19. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, you should know that the country is home to many lively cities that are worth visiting. Edinburgh, the capital city, is famous for its historic architecture, vibrant cultural scene, and world-class festivals, including the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo. Glasgow, Scotland's largest city, is known for its friendly locals, excellent shopping, and vibrant nightlife. Meanwhile, Aberdeen, located in the northeast of Scotland, is a hub for the oil and gas industry and boasts stunning architecture and a picturesque harbor. No matter which city you visit, you're sure to find plenty of things to see and do. So be sure to add some of Scotland's lively cities to your itinerary. 20. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, one of the best ways to explore the country is by hitting the open road. Scotland is known for its stunning landscapes and scenic drives, making it the perfect destination for a road trip. There are many great routes to choose from, but two of the most popular are the North Coast 500 and the A82 through Glasgow. The North Coast 500 is a 500-mile circular route that takes you through some of Scotland's most remote and beautiful landscapes. Starting and ending in Inverness, the route takes you along the north coast of Scotland, through the Scottish Highlands and along the rugged coastline of the North Sea. You'll pass by castles, mountains, lochs, and beaches, making it a truly breathtaking journey. The A82 through Glasgow is another popular route that takes you through one of Scotland's most iconic landscapes. This road takes you through the dramatic Glasgow Valley, with its steep-sided mountains and cascading waterfalls. The route also passes by Loch Lomond, Scotland's largest lake, and the historic town of Fort William. No matter which route you choose, a road trip in Scotland is sure to be an unforgettable experience. Just be prepared for narrow roads, single-track lanes, and lots of sheep on the road. And there you have it, 20 things you should know before you go to Scotland. From the stunning natural landscapes and rich cultural heritage to the warm hospitality of the Scottish people, Scotland truly has something for everyone. So, pack your bags, grab your raincoat, and get ready to explore this beautiful country. And if you're lucky, maybe you'll even catch a glimpse of the elusive Loch Ness Monster. Just don't forget to try the haggis, it's a must-try. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in Scotland.